Welcome, enlightened ones. Let's elevate. I want to start this a little differently today. Not loud, not dramatic, just honest. Because some of you didn't come here feeling powerful. You came here feeling tired. Tired of explaining yourself. Tired of giving chances that keep turning into lessons. Tired of staying where your spirit already packed its bags. And you don't need another speech telling you to be strong. You've been strong. What you need is permission. Permission to stop forcing what keeps breaking you. Permission to stop negotiating your worth. Permission to walk away without guilt. Because walking away isn't weakness. It's wisdom that finally got tired of bleeding. You see, there's a moment in every person's life where the universe stops whispering. It stops sending gentle nudges. And it starts speaking in consequences. That moment comes when staying costs you more than leaving. When the version of you that survives starts suffocating the version of you that was meant to thrive. And that's where many of you are right now. Standing at a crossroads. One path looks familiar, predictable, painful but known. The other path feels empty, uncertain, quiet. And that silence scares you. Because you've been trained to believe that staying loyal, even to your own detriment, makes you a good person. But let me tell you something the world rarely does. Loyalty to what harms you is not virtue. It's self-abandonment dressed up as kindness. Walking away doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you cared enough about yourself to stop shrinking. It means you finally listened to the part of you that's been whispering, "This isn't it." And that whisper? That's your power. But power doesn't always feel bold. Sometimes power feels lonely. Sometimes power feels like standing alone after choosing yourself for the first time. And that's why walking away feels so hard. Not because you don't know it's necessary, but because you know exactly what you're leaving behind. The memories, the hope, the version of the future you kept convincing yourself could still happen. You weren't just attached to the person, or the place, or the situation. You were attached to the potential. And potential is dangerous. Because potential keeps you invested in what hasn't shown up. Potential keeps you loyal to promises instead of patterns. Potential keeps you waiting for someone to become who they've already shown you they are not. And walking away from potential feels like betrayal. But here's the truth. No one tells you. You're not betraying them. You're honoring yourself. There comes a point where understanding someone's wounds does not require you to keep volunteering for the damage. There comes a point where compassion without boundaries becomes self-harm. And the moment you realize that, that's when your power wakes up. Because knowing when to walk away means you finally trust yourself. It means you've gathered enough evidence, enough sleepless nights, enough emotional gymnastics, enough conversations that went nowhere, enough apologies that didn't change behavior, enough hope that never turned into action. Walking away is not impulsive. It's usually overdue. Most people don't walk away too soon. They walk away too late, after they've given their energy, their patience, their softness, their understanding, until all that's left is exhaustion and resentment. And resentment is your soul telling you the truth you've been ignoring, that something is off, that something is taking more than it's giving, that you are pouring into a cup with a hole in the bottom, and still blaming yourself for being thirsty. Let me say this clearly. You are not too sensitive. You are not asking for too much. You are not wrong for wanting consistency, respect, safety, effort. You're just finally noticing when those things aren't present. And awareness changes everything. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Once you recognize the cost, you can't pretend it's affordable. Walking away is often the first time you choose alignment over attachment, peace over proving, self-respect over familiarity. And yes, it hurts. Walking away hurts. But staying hurts in a quieter, more dangerous way. Staying erodes you slowly. Walking away breaks you open quickly. One leads to numbness, the other leads to clarity. And clarity? Clarity is where your power lives. When you walk away, you're not running. You're returning. Returning to yourself. Returning to your intuition. Returning to the version of you that doesn't need to beg for what should be freely given. And that's why walking away changes you. Because it teaches you that your presence is not something people get access to by default. It's earned. It's protected. It's sacred. You begin to understand that access to you is a privilege, not a right. And that realization, that's when your standards rise, not because you became cold, but because you became clear. You stop chasing closure from people who thrive on confusion. You stop explaining your pain to those committed to misunderstanding you. You stop auditioning for roles you were never meant to play. And something else happens when you walk away. The noise stops, the chaos quiets, and in that quiet, you hear yourself again. Your needs, your desires, your truth. You realize how much of yourself you were muting to keep the peace. How often you chose silence so others could stay comfortable. How many times you swallowed your truth just to avoid conflict. Walking away is not about winning. It's about refusing to lose yourself any longer. It's about realizing that not everything deserves your fight. Some things deserve your absence, and absence is powerful because it removes your energy from places that don't know how to honor it. It creates space, and space is where healing begins. Growth needs room. Peace needs space. You need space. That's the part people don't talk about. Walking away doesn't just end something, it begins something else, something quieter, something healthier, something aligned. And yes, you'll miss them. You'll miss the good moments. You'll miss the familiarity. You'll miss who you were before things got complicated. But you won't miss the anxiety. You won't miss the second guessing. You won't miss feeling like you had to earn basic decency. You won't miss explaining why your feelings mattered. You won't miss waiting for change that never came. Because when you walk away, you finally stop abandoning yourself. And that is the deepest form of self-love there is. Not affirmations, not manifesting, not pretending everything is fine, but action. Quiet, decisive, self-respecting action. And it doesn't need an announcement. You don't owe anyone a speech. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. Sometimes the most powerful move is the one you make silently, the one where you choose peace over reaction, distance over drama, growth over attachment. Walking away teaches you that closure doesn't always come from a conversation. Sometimes closure comes from clarity, from recognizing that you did all you could, from knowing you showed up with honesty, from understanding that you are not required to stay in situations that demand you betray yourself. And as you stand there, contemplating this choice, know this: walking away doesn't make you heartless. It means you finally listened to your heart. It means you stopped confusing endurance with love. It means you realized that your life is too precious to spend it convincing someone to meet you where you already are. This is not about anger. It's about alignment. It's about choosing environments that nourish you instead of drain you. It's about protecting your energy the way you protect what you value most. Because you are what you value most. And the moment you truly understand that, walking away stops feeling like loss and starts feeling like freedom. And this is only the beginning.